The station other radio stations think they really are. We are Boom Radio.
Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio. NG, and my name is Dolupo. Bijo, warm welcome to the bar this very interesting afternoon. It has been it's quite a weekend compared when it comes to sports and a bit of entertainment and even news generally. There's been a lot of different news back and forth, and so we're going to be getting a lot of those things today. We're going to be discussing a lot of things that happened over the weekend and also some of them that happened today also. So sit back, relax. My name is Dolupo, and there are other people with me at the bar today.
Other people, supporters club.
Other
Hello,
people.
my name is Tokunbo Ojekunle. Welcome. We have a potpourri of beautiful analysis and news ranging from Nigeria, Lagos, everywhere in the world. Just stay with us on Boom Bar. We'll be back.
I think they said it all. My name is Sola Rogers. No need to repeat.
Okay, so we're moving straight right into today's show as we're going to be talking about NYSC. NYSC is in the news a lot today.
Yeah.
Also, quickly, basically, we're wondering why the NYSC is in the news. We're going to be talking about that. There's a lot of AFCON updates, a lot of games that happened over the weekend that we're going to, and there are going to be a lot of analysis about those games also. The NDLEA obviously is in the news, with them doing what they know how to do best, trying to catch criminals. There's news coming from Abia State, very interesting news coming from Abia State. Looks like Lagos State, something that Lagos State seems to be catching on quite well.
It's not a bug.
Around the whole of the country, so it looks like maybe more people should catch that bug. Also more stories from Lagos State. The courts also have a few stories, so we're going to be talking about that, and hopefully we'll be able to talk about most of these things. But if we don't, it is the bar. We just go with the flow. So let's start right today, as we're going to be going in and out of different stories, from a bit of news to sports, back to news to a bit of sport, as the flow goes today. It will take us like that. So right this today, just wanted to put this out there. First things first, the federal government is set to inaugurate a 37-member committee on new minimum wage tomorrow. So that looks like this new minimum wage thing is going to happen.
37, you said? 37 members? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see what this committee comes up with, and at least the fact that there's a committee around it means that there's
Where will they be
movement.
meeting? Abuja, I guess.
I don't know. I'm guessing so.
Okay.
Well, it's part of the plan by the federal government based on the several meetings that they've had with organized labor, talking about the two major labor unions and government. So before you can go ahead, if you want to do it right, you must have all the stakeholders involved. For instance, if you just come out to say, oh, the new minimum wage is 45,000 naira, there could be a lot of pushback or there could be a lot of joy about it. But what the government is trying to do is to say, we're going to sit down together and map out the strategy and plan together. Then we would announce it and say, this going forward is the new minimum wage as agreed by each and every one of us at the federal level. And usually it is advised that the states also follow suit.
Okay, there'll be there's a lot of fights because I know that one or two states are still fighting that the 30,000 minimum wage, some states are still struggling to pay those things. But when that time comes, we'll have that conversation.
This is like about the first time we're having
like a committee around it.
to discuss it.
Well, we'll see. Maybe that way there is
It's
no
okay. Yeah.
there's no story back and forth.
So when you want to throw your stones later in the year or day, you know where to.
You agree to it.
So.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Now let's move on to something that's very interesting. So news broke that the NBA, the Nigeria Bar Association, is set to they're suing the Arts and Culture Minister and also an entertainment veteran in and basically what they're suing them about is about NYSC. You might wondering like what exactly are they looking for? What is anybody's business with the NYSC and the NBA and why they're taking it? So now the NBA section of Public Interest and Development Law is asking the Federal High Court in Abuja to sack the Minister of Arts and Culture and Creative Economy, Hanatu Musawa, from office for allegedly violating the National Youth Service Core Act. He has also asked NYSC to compel the court. He has also asked the court to compel NYSC to nullify the certificates given to Musawa and a music veteran Kenny Ogungbe, alleging the issuance of the certificates was contrary to the provisions of the NYSC Act.
Yeah. Further to that, the plaintiffs allege that the mobilization of Musawa and Ogungbe for the mandatory one-year National Youth Service after exceeding 30 years of age was unlawful and illegal. They also allege that Musawa and Ogungbe's purported national service and the certificates of service purportedly issued by the NYSC were null and void.
That's a lot of purporting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We have to
Purportedly purporting.
and on this table we have to purport as well. Go ahead, sister.
okay, so now
Yeah.
I needed to actually did go through to look for NYSC's laws. What's the eligibility of how to get an NYSC done in Nigeria? So part of it is that you possess a bachelor's degree or HND from a school in Nigeria or abroad. Yeah. Approved school. Oh. Let's know what we are doing at this point.
I like that. Okay.
Now, having completed the studies that you approved duration of your program, you have to be less than 30 years at the time of
Graduation.
yes, at the time of graduation, you have to be less than 30 years. Now, there's a lot of story around it because the question is that what happens to people that did not serve as at the time that they graduated, but maybe for some whatever reason they traveled or maybe they had something doing, and then they want to come back to serve their fatherland. So very, very interesting conversation. But according to the NYSC laws, what they are saying, except I don't understand English,
Okay. What did you
is
find?
that it is as at the point of graduation that is when you are entitled to asking for what's it called, an exemption letter.
Okay. That means that before you graduate, you would have applied for an exemption.
Yeah. So NYSC is compulsory. Yeah.
Did you hear what Tokunbo said now? You just said yeah.
Before you graduate,
No.
Okay, expected to have applied for an exemption.
No, your school applies for NYSC. So what you do is that if you now want an exemption,
Yes.
the school will now help you apply because
And
maybe
that has
you're
to be
over
done
30.
before you graduate.
Before the graduation,
That's
in
what I
quote.
mean.
Like
Yes,
but
yes.
I think once you're done with exams, because if I remember very well, your call-up letter and all that comes out before your graduation.
Before the graduation,
yes.
yeah.
So once your result is out, yes, I think that
Okay, fine. So
That's
we're-
the whole
we're on the
point.
same page now. Let's go, yes. Okay.
yeah. So everybody's compulsory in the sense that graduates can't request for exemption letters by themselves unless you're disabled, you've served in the military or paramilitary for a period of more than 1 year, or you are older than 30 as at the time of graduation.
Okay, you do. Okay, so if you fall in that category and you are also older by the time of graduation, you do not need to apply for an exemption.
Collection and replacement of certificate exemption, according to the NYSC website, says with effect from August 1958, a person shall not be called up to serve in the service corps if at the date of graduation or obtaining his diploma or any other professional qualification, number one, is over the age of 30 years. He has served in the armed forces of the Federation or the Nigeria Police for a period of more than 9 months, or is a member of staff of the Nigeria Security Organization, the State Security Service, the National Intelligence Agency, the Defense Intelligence Service, and he has been conferred with a national honor.
And he has been conferred with a national honor. Okay.
How do you want to be conferred with national honor for 30 years? But you never.
It's
you
very
never,
possible.
It's possible.
It's very possible. For instance, there are people who, through their exploits in sports and entertainment, have been conferred with national honors as young as they were or are. So it's actually very possible.
Okay.
So now, if we go back to what the NBA is suing these people for, I think the question that we should be asking is, as at the time of graduation, were these people 30?
In case of Kenny, which by the way I'm still coming back to, how did Kenny Ogungbe got dragged into this? I don't know.
I think that he just decided, because I saw that picture I think last year or something. He just decided he wanted to go back to his NYSC, which I don't think that, like, according to what the NYSC says, if at certain time, because I actually know someone that graduated I think at 22 while ago, a long time ago, and then traveled abroad and has been abroad for years, comes back to Nigeria, and he wanted to just get an NYSC certificate, so he went to the NYSC office and he actually applied for exemption letter, and they told him he can't get it because as at the time of graduation, this person graduated from University of Ibadan.
He's young enough to have attended, to have gone for NYSC.
So, what you can do is that you would be deployed to camp.
Okay. Because
of your age and the discretion of the people in the camp, they can allow you maybe be going and coming, or maybe give you time off. But it is the discretion of the people in the camp that you are posted to. But he was not eligible for exemption because as at the time he graduated, he was less than 30. Keep in mind, as at this time when we're talking, this person was well over 50. But that's what the law says.
In Kenny's case, at 53, he displayed his discharge certificate, on the pages.
A picture of him in
his youth corps wear. Now, this is what I want to know. I don't think what you checked there would answer this. I do not think. It means that you can't get a job, you can't be employed if you do not have your discharge certificate.
I think it depends on the kind of employment.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now, question is this. This is a case between NBA, and probably the Honorable Minister. How did this extend to, with due respect, Kenny Ogungbe?
So he posted a picture, I think 2023, that he was passing out. So it was just added to it.
Okay, it was just added to it. Okay, now I get you. So nothing mischievous, nothing funny, just because he posted that 2020 what?
2023, October 2023.
23, that's 24 now. Okay. Okay, so we're still in order. Okay, right. So we're going back to it. And people have asked really quite recently that, by the way, NYSC, has it outlived its bit of usefulness, has it?
I don't think
Still.
so. I actually don't think so. So according to him, like you said, he had graduated a long time ago. He just didn't serve. So now, is it that the MBA is not reading these laws properly? Because it's just proper English.
Yeah, I see a lot of loophole.
If we go back to also the minister, now the issue with the minister is, I'm not sure she even did NYSC at all.
It's not stated here. It's not stated here. Shola, what do you think? Yeah, it's not stated here.
She's supposed to be serving.
Oh, she's supposed to be serving.
Oh yeah, she's supposed to be serving.
Ah.
Yeah. Now, I think that is a very complex matter.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. For
If
bringing that.
she's serving,
Yes.
where is she serving? Is she the boss of herself?
Well,
Where's her primary assignment?
the fact that she's been employed as a minister just covers all of that. That's service. She's been employed by the president of Nigeria to serve as a minister, covers any NYSC service. Because she's working for the government.
Working for the government.
Yes.
Does the law say that?
Does the law say otherwise?
This
According
case has
to-
not been
acco-
captured
no,
by the
according
law.
to
This
the-
is
yeah.
a peculiar.
According-
Yeah, so when she says
It's
it,
a
I'm
peculiar
doing an
case.
immediate pushback.
I
That's
get
what I'm
you.
saying.
Yes.
But
Does the law say
according to-
otherwise?
But the provisions of that is not in the law.
But the one you're pushing against is not captured in the law too.
Which one?
I'm saying that she's serving.
But we
She's
can't-
serving.
Why I said we can't attribute that.
And she's
to
not the
service.
first minister. I think there was another one during Buhari's tenure also that was a minister that was also supposed to be serving the NYSC. So
I expected
there are
this
precedents.
list to be expanded.
That's why I'm saying
There's so
that
many
the
people
list is
who
not
are falling-
expanded, so we
Yes.
cannot
I'm
categorically
looking at
say
it
it's
from-
service
Yeah.
because that's not what it says in the law.
Why can't
Boy,
we
it's
say
not-
service?
boy, it's not saying otherwise. I understand where Shola
Why
is
can't we
coming
say
from.
service?
Because we're going to keep on guessing.
Someone is working for the Nigerian government. She's going to be going up and down serving the Nigerian, and why is that not service?
But you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not.
Are you
service,
saying? Are you
but
saying that?
it is not
Are you
captured
saying?
in the law?
Are you
as
saying?
service.
Are you saying now that if the president appoints a youth corps member as a minister, it's not service?
I'm not saying personally. I'm not saying it's not
The
service.
law doesn't.
What
frown
I'm
against
saying
it,
is
so-
that what I'm saying is that
No,
it
you
is
said that is not
captured-
service.
It is no wait.
Hold it.
You
Can
said
I
that's
finish?
not
Can I
service.
finish?
Okay, finish.
I said that it is not captured in the NYSC laws, so we cannot categorically call it service.
It's a law
Part
thing
of the
here,
things
Shola.
that they part of the
It's
things
not
they captured
stated.
exactly.
So,
It's not
Part
stated.
of things that they
Wait,
captured
Tokunbo.
was
It's not-
being
it's
in
not-
the
it's
armed
not
forces,
stated.
Tokunbo.
working in the police, having
Tokunbo.
a national honor. They did not state it, so we can't
Tokunbo.
categorically say
This
it's
is
service.
This is why the NBA, in their wisdom, have taken the case to court. It's not necessarily a personal thing against Kenny Ogungbe.
No. That's
It's not
clear
necessarily
now.
a
That's clear.
Sorry, sir. I don't want to lose my chain of thought.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a personal thing against Musawa, but it is because there are a lot of ambiguity around this so-called law, and that's why I'm also putting you back in check to see that the fact that it's not captured does not mean that it being not captured is not possible and is not right.
No,
because
we can't say it's the law. It's what the law says.
And
So that's why.
there's no
can't- we
law
can't-
against it.
That's why they're
There's
in
no
court.
law, and
Shola,
there's no
Shola,
law against what I've said.
No, we can't.
There
it's-
is no law against
It's
what I've
either
said.
it's what's in law or it's not
There
in
is
the law.
no
It's
law.
not in the law.
There is no law against what I have said.
I don't
that
understand.
the president of Nigeria
Wait,
picks
Shola.
someone and says, "Okay, you are.
Shola.
This is your."
Yeah, we can say
Wait.
it's against the law because
You
it's
have
not in
already
the
answered.
There is
NYSC
no
laws.
law.
No.
Shola, wait.
There's no law against it. It has happened in the past. People who were
Shola.
serving were made ministers.
Because
You
it has happened does
Hold
not
it.
make it right.
Yes, I'm telling you, because there's no law against it.
That is the reason why these guys have gone to court for it to
Exactly.
be
But
clarified.
we
So we are
cannot-
saying
no,
the
Yeah,
same
so
thing.
you can't come and tell me that
No,
it's
we're not
not
saying
in
the
the
same
No,
law.
I think we just.
No,
I don't think
you
we're saying
can't.
the same thing because what I'm saying is that the minute is not
Not
captured
captured.
in NYSC bylaws. We cannot say it's law.
That is the reason why these guys have gone to court.
Exactly.
I think
but
so.
we cannot
They
say that
want it to be
because
clarified.
it's not
They
captured
want it to
doesn't
be
make it
clarified.
right.
There are a lot of there's something about the law that I really like and respect, and I'm hoping that again this one would see the light of day. This court case, you understand?
It must.
I'm
the
hoping it
way,
will see the light of
yeah,
day so that
it must.
it will put to bed a lot of things. But it's just very simple. Do you understand? When Yar'Adua, former president, went on medical leave, medical tourism, he went abroad. He did not commute power to his vice president, and he did not communicate with the assembly. Then we came up with the principle that was not captured in law, the principle of necessity.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Was it wrong?
No.
Was it wrong?
No, it's not.
You see,
wrong.
I'm one of
But
the people.
This is
no,
okay.
I
Finish
need
up,
to make.
finish
You
up,
see,
yeah.
we must expand our minds here.
Land it.
I am one of the people that is always what does the law say? What does the law say? The law does not capture everything.
I get it.
And what I
So
am
because
saying,
the law doesn't say it, we can't say that
what
it's law.
I am saying, I repeat again, is not contrary to the law. Because the president of Nigeria picks a citizen and says, you're serving the country. And you're telling me that's not NYSC.
No, we can't go. Okay, so let me go back to the NYSC.
This is confusion.
Laws. So number
primary
three,
posting now.
The number three.
They can't post that to
wait,
Ministry
sorry.
of
The number
As a
three.
minister.
Sorry,
Yes.
hold on.
Oh.
The number three.
Is she not a graduate?
The number three exemption. What's it called? Says there because they actually stated a few agencies
Clauses.
of the government.
Okay, let's go.
Other than the armed forces.
Let's go.
They said a member of staff of the Nigeria Security Organization, the State Security Service, the National Intelligence Agency, or the Defense Intelligence Service.
Those were the exempts.
Those were
Now-
the other people that they put other than being in the armed forces. That's what I'm saying, that the fact that they went this way, yes, maybe they didn't add it to it, but the minute they have not added it to it, I think that it is wrong. Even if it is the president, I don't think the president himself is above the law.
Let's play a small catch-up. That, okay, we are now talking about this thing here. Probably that must have been what the NBA saw and said, okay, we are taking this case up. Let's put it before the courts. Because we have to wait for what the court would now come up with, okay, for us to, because you said something about being complex. It's a very complex case. I agree with you. We need clarification.
There are a lot of clarifications that needs to happen.
NYSC itself will be glad to get to the end of this particular case.
Yes. And maybe they will stop dashing people exemption letters up and down.
Sort it out.
And maybe we need to now understand what maybe people that really, maybe they need to expand it. Obviously, more people that need exemption, more people, and maybe not even make the whole NYSC compulsory anyway.
Maybe.
Any which way. It's time to actually point it out and maybe not put a lot of ambiguity. For me, I don't think that Mr. Kenny Ogungbe did anything wrong. I think that the clarity for me is about the minister, how she is serving. And she's a minister. Because this would also call back to two different ministers under the former president, Muhammadu Buhari. One of them is the former minister of finance, Kemi Adeosun, who had to resign. I'm sure that was in our own purview. Yeah. I'm not sure that the president actually asked her to resign. Why? Is because remember that there was also his minister of communication, I think the first term, yes, where he too did not serve, and his own argument was that he was a member of the House of Assembly. And to him, that should suffice as service. But going back to the NYSC laws, it's not captured.
It's not captured.
I think
they have to look at that, really. I think our job here is just to get to where we are at the moment. And there's
a lot of stuff that has to be clarified. For instance, there's no way you can tell me Kenny Ogungbe is 53 years old. I wonder why everybody is saying 53. Kenny and D1 are age mates. And I know D1 was 62 not too long ago. So
It must have
let's
been
let's clear let's
I think
correct.
that's an error. It's an
Yeah,
error.
because we mentioned it earlier. And
Typo.
I started getting
It could be a typo. Yes, you are very correct.
yeah. So let's
Thanks for
clarify
digging it
that.
up,
Kenny is
yes.
definitely 63 and counting. That's one. You know, because it's always good to put out the facts of this matter. Now, we can go on and on about this. We can go on and on and on, but we shouldn't because there are other things to talk about. In my own submission,
Yeah.
and I would wait graciously for the courts to make a pronouncement. A person that is serving as a minister is serving a country, in my own submission. And when that pronouncement comes, and what I have said is wrong, I accept it. And what I've said is right, I accept it. Until then, I believe that a person that is an NYSC person that has been selected by a president to serve is serving our country.
Okay, so we'll wait for what they have to say, what the courts have to say on this.
Yeah,
Mainly,
we have
it's
to.
really just about clarity. Now, moving on from that, and let's go to talk about a little bit of sports. Now, the round of 16 started on Saturday, if I'm correct. Yeah, it started on Saturday and is ending tomorrow. Those games started with Angola and Namibia, where Angola defeated Namibia 3-0. And also there was Nigeria and Cameroon, where Nigeria defeated Cameroon 2-0. So let's take it one by one. Do you think, SR, that Angola really is that much of a formidable team? Because both of them actually had red cards in that. There seems to be a lot of red cards in this AFCON anyway.
There are not a lot of red cards. Trust me. This is one of the AFCONs that I've seen fewer cards. And we can go check statistically, though, to know for a fact. It's the best AFCON I've seen in recent years when it comes to the quality of play, when it comes to officiating, when it comes to
top-notch,
number of cards and fouls that have been committed. Everything. It doesn't look like I'm watching African football. It looks like this is the best football tournament in the world as compared to any other one that you've seen anywhere. You know, so kudos to the organizers, kudos to CAF, and all the teams and the countries involved. Is Angola formidable? There are over 40-something or 50-something African countries, and only 16 of them are left in the tournament. They're all formidable. Because if they're not the best, they won't be where they are. Is Angola formidable? Egypt is out. Ghana is out.
Yeah.
So is Angola formidable?
Oh my God!
When you look
I
at
didn't see
it,
that happen.
you see that Angola is indeed one of the best. Now, there's a chart of highest goal scorers, apart from Nsue, who plays for Equatorial Guinea. He scored 5 goals. The person next to him is an Angolan. He has scored 4. On that same chart, there's another Angolan that has scored 3. In Nigeria, our highest goal scorer is a guy that just started scoring on Saturday with 2 goals. Adamawa Lukman. So, yes. And they are a high-scoring side, well-organized, play very hard. The red card did not affect that game because in the game that they had a red card, they scored 3 goals. 3 goals. And possession, everything was tight. You know, their accuracy, passing accuracy was high. You know, it was above pass mark. Extremely strong side. One of the best sides that Angola has ever put out, and one of the best that Africa has ever seen.
Okay, so let's move on quickly from that. And do you think that Nigeria is getting better from the first game?
Outing,
Yes, up until what we saw on Saturday. Can we categorically say that they're better?
That's
they're getting
to me.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, if go by the goals to score and the wins you have, the outing was good for Nigeria. Better, yes. I'm not really a good statistician when it comes to sports, but from what I saw on the field and the way and the pattern, the flowed, it was better. It was better because, yeah, one or two goal chances came again. They didn't, but it was made up quite easily. The one that actually scared me, why I would say they played well, was the game we had before then what's that team? Sorry, remind me. That scored against themselves. Okay.
Oh,
now,
that's Guinea.
Not Guinea. Now that game was for me almost an exit point for the Eagles. Almost an exit point for the Eagles. And what I saw on the day they met with Cameroon, it was a tough back-to-back, strength by strength, and commitment. There was a personal drive. Whether the coach effect was there or not, which I think it was to me, but they played like you are not giving up on this match, you are not giving up on this game. And when I read a few analyses later, somebody actually said that it was because the president actually did give a whole big shout from Abuja, almost shouting to them, this is not a game for for Minos. You have to do something. You have to win game. But we can throw that away and say, yeah, maybe yes, maybe no. But I thought the team was better. It was better. For me, they did well. Again, not because they won the match, but I think because the team actually did play. They would have lost the match if they didn't score the first goal at the time they scored it. But come to think of it, it was
a better outing for them. Esther, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a better outing for me.
Nigeria has always traditionally been a tournament team, get better by game by game. It hurts me to say this, but we have become a defensive team, a team that builds its game around defense, and that is the strategy that the current coach has adopted, and it finally worked. I still think he's not a great coach. I still think that he was whinging it, but playing a 3-5-2 for people who know football means you have 3 central defenders as against 2, which is the normal tradition. So there are 3 of them, Calvin Bassey, with 2 other players, and they stayed back and kept the defense. Then you have wing backs, who would join in defense, making it 5 defenders when you're under pressure. And those wing backs become wingers when you're attacking. We call it numbers up situation, where you can throw the ball forward and all of that. And it seems to have worked because he did it in the second game, he did it in the third game, and he did it again on Saturday. Now, the players, for instance, the assistant captain, was it the Oyibo Wall, a part of the Oyibo Wall? How am I doing with their names now? What's his name again now? Someone help me get Ekong has been phenomenal. So you look at Ekong, you look at one of the best players that there, Ola,
Yeah.
So you understand why they're doing well. These 3 guys are just locked in. Then you look at Shemilogo, Ajayi, and Onyeka. And of course, what's his name now? Iwobi. Everybody's coming at Alex Iwobi. Is not this, is not that. The first thing is stop judging him by Okocha standards.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah,
Stop
very
that.
true. Very true.
They're related by blood, but not by football. Just leave them like that, not by
Okocha is in the world of his own. Leave him
now,
alone.
the 3-5-2 means that he actually has to do more defending than he used to do. That's what it means, because he's playing flat with Onyeka. Cut him some slack. It's a lot of work to defend and attack in a game. And you see that also with Osimhen. But what has really worked now is that Osimhen has always been the only target for goals. The guys on the flanks in front were not getting the service, or were not providing the pass. If they're not giving Osimhen the passes, they're not getting it too from anywhere. But now, Osimhen has been able to do something that Maradona did at the World Cup, and most top players have done, very selfless. Attract pressure and release the ball. And that's what led to our goal.
They run after him.
There are 2, 3. There's always 1 or 2 people on him.
Extra.
Yeah.
And that's what helped us. That's what worked for us, because he's not selfish. and it's an extreme workhorse. I said it last week. I said it when the tournament started that if he's not scoring, he's working 150%, and that's what he has done. That's why they're testing him for drugs and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy because now
he
there's
ran
a lot
for
of
a
talks.
whole 90-something minutes.
There's a lot of talks, and because of the amount of dope tests that CAF has asked him to do.
Yeah, the last game saw him panting though.
I mean, there's no footballer.
And the weather is interesting.
There's no footballer.
Harsh, yeah?
There's no footballer that will not go through what he went through and not pant, because the man worked 190% of 100%. What it really is, though, is that they are starting to become. They are not a team yet. I'm not carried away by the results. They're starting to play like a team, synergy. But they're not a team yet. When a team plays, you know that when your number 4 has the ball or your number 10 has the ball, he knows where 7 and 11 are. He knows where 9 is going to be. So they are sending. We have not seen that. But what we have seen is individual brilliance by every single player.
That means the coach individual brilliance.
So, in essence,
that means the coach isn't there.
We're going to play
Angola,
free scoring Angola versus non-scoring Nigeria. Free scoring Angola knows how to find space behind your defenders, and pick their pockets. What has to happen is that, sadly, he has to stay with his 3-5-2. If possible, let it be 4-5-2. I mean 4-4-2. No, 4-4-2. That's 4-2-1-1. 4 standing defenders, 2 DMs. That's 6. Then 1 attacking midfielder and 1 striker.
Play without the goals.
You contain and catch them on the counter, catch them on the counter. Now, to think that we've not even seen a couple of players yet, I still want to see Onoachu. I saw him in the first game when he came in. I still want to see
he played in the first match.
I want to see the Leicester City man. He came in the second half of the first match. Okay. He's the tallest guy in the team when you see him. So we need to use his height, to our own advantage. There are a couple of players that you still need to see, but the core of this team that played on Saturday should be kept. If there's nobody injured. But the biggest fear now is that we don't have a goalkeeper.
You don't have.
Nwabali, speaking to the media yesterday, is like he can't tell them what's wrong, and they can't say until the next 24 or 48 hours. We're almost at 24-hour level. They not let us know, because we basically have lost confidence in Uzoho. And I'm saying, it might sound crazy, let Olorunleke play. Olorunleke is an experienced goalkeeper in the NPFL. He's been around. And if he wasn't good enough, he would have made
the team at all
this far. So maybe you should let Olorunleke play, because honestly, Uzoho does not cut it for me.
Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so Nigeria and Angola are playing on Friday at 6 p.m. Now, moving on to that, and yesterday we saw Equatorial Guinea and Guinea play, where Guinea defeated Equatorial Guinea 1-0. I'm sure that, not let's say I'm sure, but I know that a lot of people probably have lost a lot of money. Because if I were going to bet, I would have bet on Equatorial Guinea that they were going to win this game. Keep in mind, they had a red card though. But with the verve that they brought in the group stage, keep in mind they were the ones that defeated the they're not, it was just small. They were the ones that finished the host. It was serious thrashing. So we say that Ivory Coast was not that great. Because keep in mind, they defeated them. They defeated Guinea-Bissau. They played a draw with Nigeria.
The way we all got carried away with Equatorial Guinea's firing on all cylinders before getting to the knockout stage should be studied, because nobody really gave them this much chance anyway. We got carried away with the fact that they were a free scoring side. But the truth is, if you look at the game that they played, they didn't have a single shot on goal yesterday. Not one. And the team that defeated them had more shots at goal and more shots on target. But they were at par. They were both at par. Okay. 80% to 78% pass accuracy. So it shows how tight they were. And, we don't give the smaller teams credit enough until they do what they did. Now, they snuck into the round of 16 as third best losers. That's Guinea. They didn't really qualify like that, like the way Equatorial Guinea qualified top of the class.
Top of the class, yeah.
You know, and they are out. You know, so that's the beauty of football. The one that wanted it the most got it.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, before we leave the story of Equatorial Guinea, one of the issues that got a lot of people talking was the fact that the supposed highest goal scorer, who's out of the game now, Nsue actually lost a penalty during that game. Now, the interesting part is that it was said that a journalist reportedly collapsed. An Equatorial Guinean journalist reportedly collapsed after witnessing the penalty miss.
Was that well reported?
It actually happened.
It happened.
The news is
It
all
did
over.
happen.
It's all over social media. You know, again, there are times when we fail to draw the line and understand that you're a professional. You know, but,
why are you fainting?
but a lot of people are driven by their passion for the game and their love for their team.
Which is not their fault.
And this is what, yes, it's not his fault. This is what has happened to this person. And yeah, sadly, you know, he kind of like passed out. He didn't pass on. No.
But how do you...
I'm
wait. But
I'm sure you will be okay now.
maybe I will say that more people are more passionate than each other, yeah? But who can actually play? Pass out is a lot. So like, you lose light to your head. Are you kidding?
Anything can happen. It's just the joy of the moment. Anything could happen.
I know.
It's a snap. I'm not a psychologist, but I tell you this. Do you know the wild race you run whenever your team scores? Do you know it's not intentional? The thing just comes from the spark.
See?
And
it's
then
reasons like this, I don't watch Nigerian football.
Oh, okay. Well, come on.
So that you're not going to give me high blood pressure or make me pass out. I will not give you that power.
Did you capture the guy's name?
Ah.
No, okay, let's leave it.
I will look for it somewhere. Anyway, the final game that was played yesterday was Egypt and Democratic Republic of Congo. This one too could have been one that you would have thought that would have done a lot. Sadly, Democratic Republic of Congo lost to Egypt due to penalties. They had 8 penalties. Egypt had 7. Keep in mind, Egypt also had a red card. But they got the game till the end. They kept DR Congo till the end without scoring. I think it's a good thing. Sadly, that's the reasons why I don't like penalties. When it comes to penalties, it's anybody's game. Yeah. You might, if your keeper is not exceptional, which even being exceptional is a lot. I feel that a lot of times, most keepers that catch a few penalties is always luck.
That's the luck somehow. At my age, I still can score a penalty.
Okay, sorry. I'm completely multitasking here. And I've been doing a lot of digging into... I'm just taking us back for about 45 to 30 seconds into Kenny Ogungbe's graduation and everything. I know... Yes, please, allow me, sir.
Okay, go ahead. No, please, go ahead.
I know they went to the same school. You know, they both went to School of Arts and Science in Victoria Island. They both went to America. I could not find Kenny's... he's said to have graduated in 1985. D1 is said to have graduated in 1985. I've confirmed that D1 graduated in 1985 from, I think, the same school that they went to in America, sort of. So, but if D1 is 62, 63, and they graduated in 85, that puts both of them in the same age range, which is under 25.
Yeah.
You understand? I just wanted, because if I don't do it now, I will forget. And I just wanted to put it out there on record that he definitely graduated before he was 30. That's all.
Anyway, so back to Egypt and Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, Egypt sadly is out of the race.
Yeah, you start to wonder, like, is it because there's no Mo Salah? Like, is your team built around Mo Salah?
Maybe.
I was going to.
Can you not
Maybe
do
they
something
are.
without Mo
Already in
Salah?
my
you know?
mind, yes.
So
Maybe they
you start
are.
to wonder, maybe that's
You
it.
read my
And
mind.
if that's the case, then they're one man team.
And
they
then
don't-
you'd have thought that maybe
they
the
don't
likes of
deserve to
maybe
be
El
here.
Nani or a few of them would even step up. Like, nah.
And they even have one of the highest goal scorers, Mohammed, the Mohammed guy.
Mohammed.
He scored 4 goals already.
Mohammed.
But good luck to them in their other ventures,
Future as we say,
adventures.
endeavors.
No worry.
Adventures,
When you come
adventures.
in future AFCONs, yeah?
Yes.
Future AFCONs. Any which way, today the game starting from 6 p.m. Cape Verde would be playing Mauritania. And at 9 p.m. we'll be seeing Senegal and Ivory Coast. Who do you think is going to win?
Don't ask me that. I don't know.
You know, do you think Ivory Coast is going to defeat Senegal?
know. Ivory Coast.
Ivory
Senegal?
Coast, keep in mind, Ivory Coast,
I can't
where
say.
they qualified by the Whiskers,
They did.
and Senegal had qualified just after the second game with 1 game to spare. So
Who
But that's the
says-
same
who
thing.
says
That's the same
Ivory Coast
scenario
will not
with
wake
Equatorial
up?
Guinea, and
Thank
they're
you.
out.
Who would not say that?
They're out of the
Yeah,
tournament.
they could brace up the next game. Senegal shouldn't think that they have an edge.
have you watched any of their games?
I know you love Senegal.
No,
But on a serious note-
not even about being biased or anything. Have you watched their games?
you are.
They are good though.
Okay.
Let's
okay.
not lie, they are good.
I like the underdog story. I'm always rooting for the underdog.
I love that.
So the defending champions are Senegal. The host nation is Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Now for Cote d'Ivoire, they already crashed out. Then they crashed back in. More or less get crashed in. And now they don't want to go through that pain again. They don't want to. And they don't want to put their nation through that again. There was joy in the land when they finally made it into the round of 16. So this is what I'm saying. The ability to be buoyed and gingered by their fans will come to bear here.
Okay.
The
Fan
possibility
support. Yes.
of them digging in deep the way Guinea did against Equatorial Guinea will come to bear here. Having said all of this, everything I've said is based on sentiments, based on facts, based on statistics, based on football brilliance and excellence. Senegal will edge it, but it's a tournament and anything can happen. I am really now open, just because of what she said and how she said it. Now I want Cote d'Ivoire to win.
Why?
What would they?
That's my want.
What would they?
That's my want, not my need. Though. I want them
It's
to
a want.
win.
But is it your wish?
Is it my wish?
No,
now
it's
it
a
is.
wish. It's a wish.
No, I
Wish
wish.
Now
and
it is.
reality,
No,
there are
hold
two
it.
different
He has
things.
just confirmed the wish.
Now
for
it
me.
is.
The want okay, fine.
Now it is.
Semantics.
Now it is.
I
Now
said,
it is.
it's a wish. You can wish.
Yes.
Does not mean
So-
that the wish will come to pass.
So,
I'm just saying.
le elephant, let's go, les blue, les beat them, you know, les something, sha.
You know?
So, but
We'll be
that's
back
what it
here
is.
tomorrow.
So that
We'll be back
so
here tomorrow.
it's now a wish for me, so that again the fans will not desert the stadium. It's not a wish for me, so that the country that has spent billions putting this tournament together would reap from it, and their fans will get to enjoy
somebody
it.
did
So
that,
everything I'm
somebody
bringing.
did that.
Sentiment again.
Yes,
Killer.
everything.
Sentiment.
Yes, boldly.
Sentiment.
When did it become a crime?
It's
It's
nobody's
football.
business, so you
It's
did not
football.
win, you're not good, you're out.
You're
So-
not good, you're out. Yeah.
So
You're good,
solely,
you stay.
solely,
And according to what he says,
solely from the
person
business
that wants
angle.
it the more gets it.
Yeah, so the Ivorians wanted the most, and
You think?
they are getting it.
You don't think
And
the
Senegal
Senegalese
should
want
go
to
because
continue their winning
It's the
streak?
same. It's the same logic, you know. Because if you play chess or draft like me, you understand where I'm going. It's the same logic with Cabo Verde or Cape Verde. If Cape Verde beats Mauritania, they fear me. Mauritania is a very compact team. They play very well. On paper, it looks like Cape Verde will beat them. Cape Verde will beat them. But I would rather have a Mauritania defeat them the same way I would have a Ivorian team defeat the Senegalese team. Do you understand? Then you look at the round of 8 and you say, Nigeria is there. He's still strong. Let's go. Then we go again. then
Okay, so you want the very
you know,
difficult ones to be
because
eliminated now.
Egypt is out now.
Oh,
Morocco, South
wow.
Africa, we look at it. Morocco is stronger unless South Africa defeat them.
You
Do you
are,
understand?
You are a strategist.
Yeah, so
we should be working with the
there's
Nigerian
a
football team.
place. Me, I'm already
should-
looking at
You
the
should,
finals.
you should be, yeah.
But anything can happen.
High,
But
high
anything
fly-
can happen.
High flying wishes.
Thank you, sir.
High flying wishes.
You're welcome, sir.
High flying wishes. I
You're
agree
welcome.
with you.
You're welcome.
Let's wait and see.
Anyway, talking about sadly talking about a bit of violence. We had talked about this when it comes to football. I think we talked about it last week. Now, and just wanted to put it out there because so that people will not think that I know a lot of people talk about this thing and say, yeah, there are a lot of people, but I don't know, but seems to be a thing with English football these days and a lot of violence. Now, there's been about 6 arrests that have been made during the West Brom Wolves FA Cup clash. There was a lot of violence, and about 6 people have already been arrested. I don't know what people are thinking about. We need to stop. We can't keep attributing violence to football.
I think you spoke well. There's nothing to add to that.
Anyway, let's move on from that and let's go back to a bit of gist. Now, one of the gists that we're talking about is the Minister of Works is in news already. Again, Dave Umahi, where he has ordered the suspension of work on East West Road. So there's a video that is out there where he had gone for inspection, and he said that after releasing a number of amount of money and releasing and giving this particular contractor a few months to work is really slow.
The money running into billions, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to clarify, yes.
And then where he actually showed us there was video where it's basically clay that is being used to fix the road. So now looks like it's kicked out the contractor.
A lot of people do not understand what's going on.
no,
A lot of people
okay,
don't get
okay.
it. They need to understand this man is an engineer. Like, he's not just because he was a governor for 8 years.
I think it's a civil
This
engineer.
man is an engineer. So he understands construction like the back of his hands.
Absolutely.
He is not a minister because they like his face or because he know he's there as a square peg in a square hole. So I need the Nigerian Senate to get behind this man because I noticed they've been giving him some issues here and there, and the House of Reps, majorly the House of Reps. We cannot continue the way things were. You pay someone money to fix a road or to build a road, then you go to sleep because he told you it's going to take 18 months, and 18 months after he gives you the road and you take it. No. So from Fashion last time, I saw the level of monitoring that went into a lot of inspection, and he has to do it, and he has done it. And right now, someone should be preparing papers to sue that company.
Because that's where I'm going, Shola.
It's not only to kick them off the site, and sue them and re-award the contract to someone else because they're already in breach.
So, people should they should be locking them up.
Yes.
There should be some deterrent to be shown. If you don't know about a job, don't go collect. I saw the figures. I saw the figures, Dolupo, and I was scared.
But the sad part is that you know
clay.
as much as this is what
is
we're seeing this now, I won't be surprised if this is what has happened a lot in the past and nothing has happened.
But that's why those roads don't last now. Haven't you seen them?
Yes.
That's why those roads don't last.
It never lasts.
So we'll see what the updates from the Ministry of Works and see what happens with that. Now moving on from that, still talking about a bit of compliance. The Abia State government has today announced the ban of styrofoam and takeaway and single-use plastics in the state.
Yeah.
Now,
God bless the governor of Abia State.
Yeah.
now we saw this announcement from Lagos State last week. Now Abia State has followed suit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to be mischievous, but we saw a lot of threads and a lot of
is when people say they don't want to be.
No, I'm just pointing something out. A lot of conversations.
He was
and
also
a lot
pointing out something. That is when we want to be mischievous, we end up saying we don't want to be. No, I'm not saying that's what you're saying to.
Boom, Tokunbo, boom.
But that was what he's trying to
So,
go back here.
like I said, before I lose my train of thought, like I said, we saw a lot of criticisms.
From Rose Vival, call it, go straight to the point.
No, there were a lot of other people.
And start from the thread of Rose Vival. I'm helping you. Accelerate. Oh yeah, go. Are you afraid? Oh yeah, talk.
Let's talk
There
to
were
power. Let's talk
the,
to power.
I think there was
Speak power to power.
I think there was a manufacturing agency or something that was I think a US Trade Commission or something funny like that. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about the ban that Lagos State had put on this. I'm waiting for people's criticisms on Abia State. So, do we say that it's because it's when it's a Lagos thing that we have voices?
You see,
I'm sorry.
again and again and again and
Yes,
again.
yes.
In plain opposition politics, you don't have to jump on everything.
You don't have
I'm
to.
teaching you people opposition 101.
I think you should.
When they do well,
Free.
when they
though.
do well, keep quiet. Don't praise them. When they do wrong, highlight it, play it up. But when you're not sure, if in doubt, leave out. Why would you criticize the ban on styrofoam, something that is non biodegradable?
Over the weekend, I spoke to a friend of mine that is a civil engineer, and she's
Okay.
mainly part of civil engineering is water engineering and safety.
Okay, yeah.
And he said that the minute she saw that headline from Lagos, they said, finally somebody, this styrofoam issue was literally her MSc project.
Oh, wow.
And about how the sad part is that one is not biodegradable. That is as bad as it does not even compress. Even when you, like the way you
try
have
to
plastics,
throw
and
it away.
that they're always floating, so it fills up everywhere. It's like the disposal is the number one thing. Yes, is it harmful to our health? But before it gets to that point, it takes a while. But the immediate part is that it is completely, there's no way you can dispose it properly.
That thing, yeah, we need to realize that everybody's body is different. Everybody's body is different. The makeup of your body is different. So you take hot food and put it on that thing. It starts to melt. I was forced to hang out somewhere on Saturday in Ogungbe, and the guy looked at me. I didn't know that's why he did it, and ran down the road to go and buy plastics, like reusable plastic. He bought 2 of them and packed it, and he said that he's just going to do this, that he usually uses styrofoam, and that he just looked at me and he did. So he now said, what's he going to do? I said, charge the cost of the plastic and let your clients know from the get that this is what it is.
Yeah.
So he got me talking, and I really went to town and explained a couple of things to them. And again, I was telling him, look at how hot this fish is now. Then you now take it and put it in this thing that was made from petrol. Do you understand? Something that was made from crude is waste now.
It's waste.
It's waste that they are using to.
And it's dangerous.
And we're putting it in our system.
Curious to her.
Some people will even go and print on it.
So please, I hope that more states actually take this up, and we finally stamp out this thing out of the country completely. Finally, before we go, we're kind of out of time, but the Lagos State government has granted illegal squatters a 5-day notice to vacate the Ijora Causeway Bridge and the Blue Line Overhead Bridge.
It's a welcome development. There's a lot of work for them. It's not enough to make those pronouncements. It's not enough to even dislodge them the first time. It's to sustain it. You see, the squatters have
People
a
have
system.
coconut head, have
Yeah, they have a system. It is rinse, use, repeat. They are going to allow you to chase them. They will hang out somewhere, then come back bigger. So they just need to put a strong system in place, very importantly.
Very importantly, just putting this out there, former Ogun Speaker, the one that was impeached last week, and others have now been arraigned for alleged 2.5 billion naira fraud. So
Don't tell me.
The man said he's not been impeached, so that is a joke. That's
but
his response.
he's on his way to jail.
He's arraigned. You understand? And before you even leave again, there's going to be an election. The whole world is looking forward to it. A new president. Sorry, it can't be a new president. The same guy is contesting again.
Putin is officially contesting again.
Putin. Americans say Putin.
No,
He's contesting
no contention.
against. He's contesting against himself.
Let me say it as we say in Nigeria. Otiwole.
Both here,
Who wants to contest? Are you joking? Are you joking? Anyway, Anyway, also, the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, has now hailed Peter Obi for visiting him. Peter Obi visited him today, but also took a jab at the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, saying that Atiku Abubakar has not called or texted or even visited.
He has no credit on his phone now.
Right.
He will buy credit and he will come.
He's not in Nigeria. He's not in Nigeria.
He will come.
He's not in Nigeria at the moment.
We don't know what people are going through.
He's going through a lot.
He's going through a lot.
You know,
you call your friend.
Oyo State is coming back from a lot.
You know,
they are coming back from a lot.
and they should just wait for him to finish his own a lot now. He will call them.
What are all those people that have reacted and be paying visit homage pilgrimage? It's enough now.
You actually said pilgrimage.
Tomorrow we'll probably be able to talk about the ECOWAS impasse and what's going on.
Yes, we definitely would try and get that also. Now, on that note, that is all we'll be able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you very, very much for watching. We will be back again at 3 p.m. West African time tomorrow to give you another wonderful edition of The Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.